We got Lucio,
let's see what's
Soldier.
going on here. I know you mentioned
Ryan.
you kind of want feedback on your comps. So what was that?
Lucio.
Oh gosh, why did I do that? Alright. Yeah, alright. I mean, a fairly standard if you're going 2-2-2.
Lucio, Soldier. Reinhardt's in the back.
Zarya in a personal. I don't know why she used that there, but alright. Smile.
Ryan Discord.
Where's Genji?
Sorry, Discord. Genji Discord. Genji
They have no
cleanse.
bubbles, they have no bubbles.
Genji Discord.
I'm dying.
Genji Discord. Genji
They have no
cleanse.
bubbles, they have no bubbles.
Genji Discord.
Okay.
Dying.
So one of my questions
bubbles,
for you
Get
would be, did you see who dipped in this room? And then you pushed up right next to
Genji
this
Discord.
room?
Genji
They have no
cleanse.
bubbles, they have no bubbles.
Genji
Right
Discord.
there, an enemy
Dying.
went in, and thankfully it looks like it was a Moira.
Yeah.
But if it was someone scarier, you probably would have
Working
died.
for him. That's kind of weird.
Oh,
The other thing I've
Then
noticed
this,
so far, as far as
every fire strike
positioning goes,
feels bad.
make sure if you're going to stand in the
Left
open
side
like
ground,
this,
left
you're
side.
communicating with your Ryan, where he's going to be moving and if he's going to be dropping his shield, because there is a lot of times you're not standing behind cover
That's
at
not
all.
doing anything.
Genji Discord. Soldier Discord.
Yeah, sure, got you.
Genji
Help out
Discord.
Ryan, help out Ryan, help out Ryan.
So yeah, so you pushed up aggressively to use your flashbang here, which is cool and all, but it's a little strange because you're probably not going to kill the Ryan either way, and then you don't have your flashbang for when the Genji dies to you. Even if you hit that flashbang, that Ryan is not
Yeah,
going to
sure,
die.
Genji
Help out
Discord.
Ryan, help out Ryan, help out Ryan.
Are we going back around?
Genji behind. Genji behind. Genji behind. Genji
So
behind.
look how in the open you're playing right now, and you're literally being killed from your back because you're not paying attention to how open you're playing.
Oh fuck!
Lucio's half dead.
Hey, the fight is won! Press Q!
It would have been nice if you could have flashbanged that Genji the first time
so
you went in, you know?
Let's jam him in the choke. Or let's group up right here and just try to stuff him.
I'm
We
staying
have
Zen so I can counter.
Punish Ryan, he's like super pushed up.
Discord. Discord.
I'm gonna
I'm
kill him right
excited
now.
because Pharah McCree can work really well here. One of the problems with Pharah McCree on that first point
Nice.
is
Thank
that
you.
your damage is
Soldier's
oftentimes coming
behind
from the
tank
exact same
half, Lucio's
direction.
half as well.
But
Genji's
now,
climbing the wall.
with the way the map
Zarya
changes
Discord?
here,
Or Soldier
you and your
Discord, sorry.
Pharah can obviously take different angles,
Genji
which is
half.
really nice.
Or was. They keep killing him.
Soldier 1. Soldier 1.
We gotta kill him like right around here.
He's
Closing
in the
castle.
building, he's in the building.
Castle. Genji. Castle.
Well, it
Genji.
is your
Castle.
healer's
Discord.
job to
Genji out
see
of
you
castle.
and know your
Genji no
health.
deflect. Stow it.
Make sure that you're calling it out too when you
Big,
are
big, big.
within one-shot danger.
I got pinned, boys.
Nice, 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 nice. Sorry. Just kill it, kill it.
What the fuck?
I would wonder if you
What's up?
forgot that Zarya never died.
Mission, fall down a bit, thank you. Good trends right there.
Down Lucio. Camping
Soldier's
back.
behind.
Where? Castle?
I saw a grab.
Again, same thing. You kind of almost needlessly died there because you weren't behind any cover at all.
I'm low. I need heals, I'm dying.
And again, no cover at all.
Don't set
And
yourself
so
in the corner. I
you
can't heal you.
I need heals.
starting
I
here,
saw a grab.
you never really had cover.
I saw a
Starting to
grab.
die because of no cover. So you back up, and then you go back to where you have no cover, and then you go into a room where you have no
I'm low.
cover.
I need heals. I'm dying.
Don't set yourself in the corner. I can't heal you.
Soldier
Speed out. Speed out. Speed out. Behind shield.
Oh god.
Behind shield. Behind shield.
The soldier's half.
Unfortunate, we're down.
Did not know he was coming
Back
that
up,
way.
back up. Just die in cart. If you next time, like
I'd
when we
like
die,
to
die
see
in
you
cart. So like
stand
it stops the time,
behind
okay?
Alright,
a
I'm gonna
shield
farm this
or
barrage and
a
then probably
corner
switch to Hanzo.
and try and make sure that you can take out the soldier.
That was
Soldiers
fine.
have
he-
two of them are in.
He was the Genji and now he's the soldier, and since he switched, you guys have been having a rough time. Or I think he was
Doesn't
the
matter.
one
They're
that
gonna get
switched, I
points.
could be
Speeding in.
wrong.
Speeding in. Speeding
But
in.
either way, you're having a rough time.
Big throw.
What?
There's your communications right there. I know you're
Back up,
asking your
back up, back up,
communications
that's it.
were.
Bullshit.
Gotta be talking about who's gonna
That's it, that's
touch, who's able to touch, who's not able to touch. Because actually, by trying to touch, you guys wasted grab, and your tanks died late. Oh, you should be running away, not trying to
Speeding out,
flashbang
speeding
there.
out, speeding out. There's
Yep.
3 of you. There's 3 of you. Get out,
So your
get out, get out. No
Lucio's
tanks.
right.
They're running double hit scan.
Yeah, I know. I'm about to press Q.
Holy dude.
Freeze 1.
Can't hear you.
You kind of had a shield right next to you, and you stepped to the right of it,
For you.
which almost killed you in the high noon,
Oh,
and then
boy.
did kill you from the Zarya beam.
Point!
Same point. Alright, so like, one of the things that we kind of did bad right there, and like cost us like the whole third point, was like, we back off, and then like,
So if I was to go right here, for you personally, positioning, and cooldown usage, your flashbang is going to be super valuable against a lot of what they've been running, and instead I've seen you, it's a lot of Overwatch League skins, and instead I've seen you throwing it, trying to like get damage off on their Rhine, which is cool, but not going to be what's going to win you this game. Alternatively, for your team, number one thing I'm seeing so far is you guys have a lot of good individual comms, stuff like discords, stuff like speeding out, stuff like who needs healing, but I'm not seeing a lot of team-based comms. So I want to see more, you know, calling for all going on their Rhine, or calling for a soft reset, or calling the grab that's about to happen, or even like you calling the high noon that's about to happen so it can be bubbled. One of the big advantages of playing in a 6-stack or in teams, I think, I don't know, is this a scrim? I believe it was. What's going to make you guys better than like regular diamond players is going to be the fact that you guys are playing together, and you're not really playing together yet, so I'd love to see that.
Right there.
okay,
Okay, what are we doing?
They have Orisa. Yeah.
Fuck.
Orisa Hammond.
Where do you guys want to go?
Should probably go right.
Okay, so minor,
right.
but think about here if you would have
Yeah.
deflected
They have-
the damage orb, you wouldn't be feeding the
they have
Moira's ult,
Orisa.
and then it's like 8 seconds before you deflect again. So you would have
Where do you
had
guys
your
wanna go?
deflect
Probably
up
go
actually.
right.
Right, speeding and right,
Right.
speeding and right, speeding and right. Get on our Rhine, get on our Rhine, get on our Rhine. Hop our Rhine, hop our Rhine.
That right there is an example of team comm. They tell you that they're going on the Rhine, and you were going on a flank, and so
I'll
that's
get you in the
kind
back,
of
get you in
some
the
kind of
back.
symmetry you guys are working together.
Bullet.
Again, with the cooldown usage, you deflect
get
before he even starts shooting.
I'll get you in the back, get you in the back.
Zendet.
Genji's very low.
Bullet's half. I'm doing
Stay in or get out,
Get
stay in or get out.
We can win. It's just soldier.
I am healed.
Good job.
Half on Grav, yeah.
They're
So
kinda
if
coming
you
in,
would
they're
have
kinda
tell
coming
your
in.
Lucio that you needed heals right there, you'd be at 200.
Yeah, they're not coming in.
Good.
Scare, good scare.
Okay, I'm playing.
I'm still full charge. I am still max charge.
Coming back to you around then. Beating our Zarya around. Ball.
Nice. He's literally feeding.
Headshotted soldier. He's very low.
Move in, shield. Alright, pull out Enders, pull out and you're low.
Yeah.
Shield.
Yeah.
Alright, pull out Enders, pull out and you're low.
Yeah.
Shield.
Or stay behind me and do your damage.
Come back. Go to card.
Kind of the
come back,
positioning thing
speeding back,
again, though. I
speeding back,
get what
speeding
you're
back.
trying to do, get some of that deflect off some of that charge, but you walked in front of your shield and then you
They're
died.
Genji's
Yeah, the
dragging
moment they-
them.
The moment they put their shield down, just speed us up
Got nano,
past
got
it.
nano. We can do nano play.
I need to let
I
my
have-
shield
I have,
down.
Let's do it fast, cause I have,
Okay. So
let's
let's
do it.
check this out right here. Ready? We're going to go red, highlight, enemies, oh, purple, it's fine, enemy, ally, that's what I saw off of my 2 seconds. I don't know where the final one is. So if you know that all of your enemies here are down a healer, and you know that that healer is here, what is the thought going on in your brain? Is the thought play that more defensive style of Genji, go for this Moira. Do you see that the soldiers here... Oh, we're not going to keep going blue. Do we see that the soldier is right here? Because if so, that's going to change our playstyle too. Because realistically, the soldier should probably be up here shooting at you. But now we know that he doesn't have high ground. We know that there's a healer here. It is a Moira who can escape. And so what is going on in your head right now that you're saying, you know, I'm going to play right here. And I'm going to be very interested to see if you go up here, or if you go into that, or if you just stay here. And they could all be right for very, very, very different reasons, but it's going to depend what you do. So we're going to jump right back to this in 2 seconds. 8-10.
Go fast, because they don't have trans.
Go, 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 go.
Purple, purple.
Ball purple, ball purple.
Hanzo or Genji, big Genji very low. I was going nuts.
I'm not going to lie to you. The entire point that I was going to make to you here, you kind of ruined by nano blading and shattering, because if you use 3 ults, you should win any fight. But the point was, if you're worried about this Moira, you need to call out to your teammates, no matter what, whether you're not worried about this Moira, the Moira is separated from her team there. And then you need to make the call to dive the Moira, force her to use her fade if she has it. If she doesn't have it, probably die if you have anyone else on your team that can even get any damage up there. The Lucio could definitely come with you, for example, because he's right over here by time we're at the point I was talking about. The Lucio can speed your team onto here if you call it there without a healer, because if that Moira wants to get back to them, she's going to have to fade into them, and so you could get the kill on the Moira right there, right away, because she's not going to have an escape. So what you were presented with was you were presented with an unchallenged high ground. So we're going to go blue right here for safe. So totally safe, all of this. All right? And then you were presented with 2 separate opportunities. Speed on the team, go for her. If you would have stayed here, that is going to be a no. That's not what we want. But I personally would have sped on the team with your entire team. Because like I mentioned, here's what's going to happen. You go on them, and the Moira has to fade over. So if that's the way it plays out, you kill the Moira instantly, she's gone, you don't have to worry about her anymore. They have an Orisa, so you can speed on them. If the Moira decides to stay over here, then their main heal is gone. Pocket your Rein, play that more tactical style of Genji where you deflect some of the damage for him and stuff, deflect any sleep, any anti, anything like that that might hit him, and you guys are going to have no stress because their main healer cannot come help them. Basically, you had a beautiful opportunity either way, and I almost don't agree with throwing 3 ults there.
Go, 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 go.
Purple, purple.
Ball purple, ball purple.
Hanzo or Genji, big Genji very low. I was going nuts.
Oh fuck!
Kill the Moira, kill the Moira. Keep one person on card, kill Moira. She's in here.
Ball in, Genji behind. In castle, in castle.
Okay, okay, Ender, coming to help you.
I'm glad you didn't go for this alone, you would have died.
Guys, push shark, push
Nice.
shark. No.
Genji's in our backline again.
Genji and Soldier above us. They're gonna visor.
Oh fuck! I got pulled off.
Well, there's one.
Where is Genji?
He's in the high ground.
Just get out, just get out, get out, get out, get out.
I mean, he just solo ulted you.
Dude, this Zen is out of position. He's right there.
Alright, group up, guys.
You had a
Don't
tough
stagger.
situation there because I agree
If
that you
you're in
needed to
that spot,
stop
don't
that
spoil
soldier from
yourself, 'cause
visoring you
they're gonna
guys, but your
Nice.
whole team
What?
died while you were
Already
fighting
have
the
9,
soldier.
yep.
Yeah.
I'm on taxi
They
duty.
have trans.
The Wings Plague
Need
is
to bait it
walking
out.
back right now. I killed him.
We need to bait it out or nade the grab because we have
Okay,
combo.
okay.
Bait it out with Genji.
Just grab it.
Yep,
Okay.
so I would want to hear you
Grab, and
talking
then I'll
like
proceed,
right now.
okay?
They just said they need to bait
Follow
out
your
trans.
speed.
How are you going to bait it out?
Soldier
Make an
Genji,
official
cover.
plan
shit ball.
Whether you fire the dragons right at the
No speed, no
Zen,
speed, no
whether
speed, no
you
speed.
dive as hard as you can on the
Back up, don't go
Zen,
to
We're down
this.
two, we're
I
down
want
two,
to hear
down
how
two.
you're gonna beat it,
I
how
got
you're
pulled,
gonna get
I'm
it
dying.
out of them, because otherwise you guys are gonna be waiting to bait
Alright,
it,
kill
and it's
this
never
ball.
gonna happen.
He's half. One.
Alright, they're taking way too much space.
Genji dead. Genji dead.
He's coming back in, back line.
I'm just speeding
He's
backwards, speeding
coalescing for
backwards.
literally no reason.
Ulting.
Why? We had combo.
Alright. If we can speed in now.
Speed, 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 speed.
Oh, I got pulled back.
Go, 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 go! Grab! That's a purple right there.
Where's the purple? 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 Where's the purple?
Focus
Why
target.
did we not get any freaking value out of that?
Your team
That
didn't
was
get
like
any value out of
purple
that
too.
because you didn't decide what,
What
you wanted
happened?
to do, and
Okay,
you forgot
let's
that
move
your
up
enemy
and do
team
it
had
again.
ults too.
Seriously. I know
You
you're
guys
doing
knew
something,
the soldier
right?
was going to do that eventually. You just
It's
stopped
hard
him
for
from
me to
doing
talk
it.
when I'm trying to frag these guys.
Alright, alright.
Annoying.
Well, that,
It's okay, it's okay.
Soldier's like high ground right now.
Yeah, we need to deal with
Got
I
it.
want to hear you
Brandon,
talk to
Blade,
your
Trans
teammates
is
about the
gone. Trans is
positives.
gone.
Yes.
Okay, nice.
So they don't have almost
Alright,
any
let's go.
alpha
In,
from stop you. They don't have
No shield,
coalescence.
no shield, no shield.
They don't have mine.
Uh,
If you were talking about this, you would know.
Center back line again.
You at that point should have
Sleep.
called for no nano because
Yeah.
you didn't get an
Genji.
extra kill because of the
Focus
nano at
Genji.
all.
Focus Genji and Soldier. Don't focus
I'm
the
on ball
ball.
in the back.
Ball's a
Genji half,
fucking
Genji
bait.
half. Top left, top left.
This shit.
I help Clever too, guys. Point. Go through the cap.
I'm stuck on.
It's okay. Here.
Watch for pulls from Marissa on point. Oh, never mind. That was the other one there.
This is the stagger. Back up.
Pull up.
On point. Watch for.
Here. It's okay. Go through the cap.
So you
I'm
have your
stuck on-
dash reset when you kill him.
It's okay.
Could have dashed back to your team. Could have
Watch
dashed
for
into the
pulls from
room.
Marissa on point. Oh, never mind. That was the other one there.
This is the stagger. Back up.
Pull out,
Can't
pull
do
out, pull
anything.
out, pull out.
I return to the fight.
Speed them out. Speed them out.
Get out, get out, get out.
Your
Alright,
bubble-
let's go through castle now.
Out.
Yeah, castle's fine.
Okay.
Full regroup.
Alright, castle. We speed in. Fucking
We're all
rush
here?
them. And...
Yeah, we're all here.
Okay.
go.
Alright,
Where are they? Where are they?
You're right next to the point.
On point.
Genji feeding, Genji feeding.
It feels like a lot of times
speeding out, get
you're
out, get out, get
going
out.
for the flanking style of Genji sometimes.
Soldier no
You're
heal.
going in
He's
front of
Off,
your
he's under,
team.
he's under, he's under.
You're taking a different
I'm split,
angle
I'm
than
split,
your
I'm split.
team.
Okay.
And it's just
Trying to get
difficult
lane, I'm
to
gonna
do
go
against
soldier.
the
High
Moira.
ground, soldier,
It's
high ground,
not
bridge.
Yeah,
impossible.
We really need
But
to get them off high
The
ground.
Moira
because it's
is
just-
Okay,
going to be
let's-
countering you
let's
most of the
speed
time.
high ground.
And that one-on-one, the
Speed high
Moira
ground.
is winning.
I am
And so what you gotta realize
Damn it.
is you should take more of the
More behind us.
utility
Yeah, that
style
was
of
just a
Genji
speed. Go,
here,
go, go, go.
Speed,
where you
speed,
play
speed,
with
speed,
your
speed.
team and you
The
block
healers are down.
a lot of
I
their
will solo grab
deflect,
the soldier, I swear to God.
and you farm Nano standing, or you farm Blade standing behind your
But Clever
shield,
behind you. Genji.
and I think that you'd be having a lot better time.
Soldier ulting alone.
See, like you got beat there, you would have died.
I'm grabbing
You
him,
could have
go,
just
go, go.
dashed behind the
That's big,
payload.
that's big.
Go, 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 go.
Ball. Ball,
Focus,
ball.
on target.
You bladed when you were up
Where's the
too.
where's the dead? Genji in the back,
He's
Genji in
there
the back.
back.
Okay, he's not gonna
He
get over.
dropped. He's low in the castle right now.
You're alone, Clever, Clever.
Where is the... I hate Genji
There
so
you go.
much.
Sneaky.
Yep. Alright.
I'll bubble.
Okay, when he
Ready?
puts down his
No, no, no. Okay, go.
Again,
Go.
playing very up by the Moira. Like, if she wanted to kill you, she could have.
Focus ball.
It feels
Ball's out,
like
ball can die. Nice.
your team doesn't always
Walk
know
through.
what each
You
member
have no
is
bubble now, never
doing.
mind.
That's fine, you don't need to know
Guys.
Go
specifically
up
what
next
each
phase, go up
member
next
is
phase,
doing.
go,
But you do need to know generally what each member is doing, because otherwise you end up with an issue like you were about to just have, where there's one of you, two of you
Holy
on the
shit.
payload, and there's three of you fighting flankers behind, and you all end up dying because you were separate.
I'm going... No, we almost have grab, never mind.
Let us hope for a different outcome.
The cuck
have
is,
to-
So again, you guys are doing this. You're calling the ults you have, which is awesome. You're not calling the ults they
Make sure
have.
you low.
And I don't want you to forget that they have ults.
Ball's gonna be behind Ignore him.
I have no bubbles, I have
You
no
guys have
bubbles, I have
15
grab, I have
seconds
grab.
to touch here. You're talking about grab,
Behind, go, go,
and you're not even
Right,
acknowledging that
right,
it's just gonna get trained.
Actually bad.
Kill targets in there. Nice, go,
He's
go,
there,
go.
backline still,
Balls
he's
behind, balls behind.
Oh no, it's not gonna get trained. They're
Focus
done.
ball,
They
focus
went
ball, ball,
on.
ball, ball.
My apologies.
Kill him,
My
kill him.
overall
Anna's
point,
on
I still
point.
agree
Where
with
is
that you're
the
forgetting
back
that they have ult. But no
I can't
transcendence.
help you, Anna.
Sign.
Cheers, love. The cavalry's here.
Focus Ryan,
Reaper's
get
coming
fucked.
towards you guys. He just wasted his escape. Bruno escape.
He said a lot of
I'm
words.
good, Shatter.
Got
What
you,
could be
got you.
said
Let's
in
go.
very little words.
More.
Say more no fade. It helps
Genji
clear up the
behind us, Genji
comms.
behind us.
Lets you guys
He's in
call
the
out
lane.
anything.
Leave him.
Leave him.
I don't know sleep, I don't know sleep.
And you right there, like you should have called.
Holy.
Like someone's calling leave
Alright.
him, so you should have called. I'm gonna one clip him. End of conversation. Neither of you have to worry about anything.
Score
Good sleep.
3-3.
So
I
was
think
fat.
We don't need to play this out.
you personally gotta decide on a
There's no
play
point.
style.
like a format like scrim we
Team
don't really need to win.
personally
Just need to iron out what we suck
Needs
at.
to
Like I think it's
know
cool,
what the
but,
rest
like,
of the team
let's
is
just
doing.
Talk about like how we did. So I think like the third point was fine. Like you guys really make space and like we tried really like come up with something good to coordinate. I think our teamwork kind of get lost at like more spacious area where Hamster is really good at that because people like how should I say like Genji playing sneaky and the way Hammond
And I don't know
engages,
what you guys are playing
like,
this for. I don't know if you're
they
playing this for
coordinated
the
super
win,
well,
for the
like, how
improve,
should I say like
but this is a
when
weird
we
time to
have
be
the intention
having this
to push up, right?
conversation. You guys need to instead be talking about what you're about to run, how you're about to play this. If you guys were playing this for like a win, and because it's a draw no matter what, you're gonna get knocked out of open division, whatever, then yeah, have whatever conversation you want. But if you guys are playing this to improve, which it sounds like you are, then you need to focus on the game right now. This is a big round, and a draw versus a loss could change everything for your team in a future tournament.
They.
What, do they not want to?
I made it.
Ball cross gap left. Ball behind.
I am ready.
Genji Discord.
He's very low.
So
Ball
they have
behind.
ball and Genji, so I'm
Hey,
really
Reaper,
curious
get
how you're
the
going to
force
use
there.
your
Awesome.
play
Ball
style.
Discord. Ball Discord. Ball one.
Purple.
Ball one.
I cut him off.
Rotate mid. Rotate mid.
Fine.
Ryan Discord. Ryan
And I
Discord one.
feel
Ryan
like your
Discord one.
mage
Ryan
just
Discord
didn't
one.
even know you
He's
guys
in
backed
our
up,
back line.
which you
There
guys
you
could
go.
fix
There you
that by talking about the fact that you backed up.
Ryan one. Ryan one.
Minus one, yeah.
Genji on left side by the health pack guys.
Kill Reaper.
Then
How
you
did you
hear me?
ping me? That's
Wasn't
bullshit.
the
I
right
was
use of
there.
That's very unfortunate. There was a Genji bullying your Ana, and you could see him out of the corner of your eye.
Ping me.
Left side.
Right
Run
here,
one, minus one, yeah.
you can see him in
Run
that
one,
room
run one,
shooting your
Yeah,
Ana,
yeah.
and you push up for the
Genji
Reaper.
on left side by the
And
health
then he
pack guys.
Kill
eventually
Reaper.
kills
Kill
your
Reaper.
Ana.
Kill Reaper.
Then
How
you
did you
hear me?
ping me?
Right
That's
here.
bullshit. I was there.
Genji one.
That's
Alright.
bullshit.
Now we kept getting split. Like we. whatever.
Unfortunate. So yeah,
There are targets called.
you personally work with your team to know, it sounds weird to say for personal, to know what play style you need to play. And like for example, if that like soldier was bullying you on the high ground, then you guys need to talk about going to a stronger dive so you could get him off of the high ground. Or like for example how they were playing, or how you guys were playing, you guys need to talk about the fact that you're going to be playing, and you need to know that you're going to be playing a utility Genji and staying with your team, and you're basically going to be a Nanoblade bot there. You farm up your Nanoblade, you win. You farm up your Nanoblade, you win. You farm up your Nanoblade, you cause Transcendence, you grab, you win. And you're really playing the utility side where you're relying on your abilities, and that there was some positioning stuff, there was some one-on-one stuff that I would love to see you change, but change your play style for what you're playing against. That's the first thing I'd love to see. As far as your team personally, I feel like you guys don't know what each other are doing most of the time, and I feel like this is a really common thing with teams. You're planning your next step, but you're not planning your enemy's next step. I was really disappointed when you guys got visored because you guys had been planning for the visor. You guys knew he had the visor. You went out of your way to stop him last fight, and then the very next fight, he team wipes you with a visor. And so that's so disappointing when your team is just saying, all right, our next step is we're going to go Grav, when you know that that visor is such a big threat to you, and then you get wiped by the visor. It feels mind-blowing, and looking back at it, it's so easy to say that. In the moment, I know it's so tough. It's so tough to alt track. But if you guys could have done that, you would have won that fight and maybe won that game because you would have pushed second point at minimum a whole fight sooner if you could have just countered that visor. And so I would really like to see your team know what the rest of the team is doing and make decisive actions together based off that information. And don't just think about your next step, think about your enemy's next step as well. Other than that, it was a pleasure to watch, man. I always love teams. Best of luck to you guys.